My name is Ronnie Michael, certified public accountant, and this is the Personal Finance Playbook. Improve your finances, improve your life. The title of today's episode is Explain It Like I'm Five, the mechanics of paying off a loan. We live in a society dominated by debt. People have student loans, car loans, payday loans, personal loans, business loans, and credit card loans. Hell, people are using buy now, pay later to spread out the payment of their $30 DoorDash Chipotle order over 6 weeks. Sadly, many Americans seem to not understand how loans work. In a 2023 Pew survey, only 57% of respondents said they were extremely confident or very confident in coming up with a plan to pay off debt. As you might imagine, this figure is even worse for younger and lower income people. It's a travesty that the vast majority of people go through 12 to 16 years of schooling without ever learning how loans work. If I asked you to give a definition for terms like principal, interest, APR, would you be able to? I personally wouldn't have been able to until my 17th year of schooling. That is to say, when I was in grad school and I had to build out a full loan amortization table in Microsoft Excel. With all that said, if you are shaky on these concepts, don't fret. The first step is admitting you have a problem. The second step is finding out how to solve your problem. Hopefully, this video will help with that second step. Let's start by defining a few terms, with the caveat that these are general definitions and their applicability may vary depending on situation and context. The principal is the loan amount, or in plain English, the amount of money that you are borrowing. You, as the borrower, are ultimately responsible for paying back the principal to the lender over an agreed upon time period. The lender could be a person, a company, or a bank. Loans are structured so that the borrower must make payments to the lender every month. A portion of this payment will reduce the principal, i.e., the amount of money the borrower owes to the lender. Another portion of this payment goes to interest. Interest is the cost of borrowing. Most lenders are not going to just give you $1,000 today and then be okay with you paying back the full $1,000 a year from now. Lenders charge interest or a percentage rate on your loan balance. This percentage is usually presented as a rate for a year, i.e., an annual percentage rate or APR. Lenders charging interest increases your loan balance. Borrowers making payments lowers the loan balance. Here are those terms and definitions again. Borrower, lender, principal, interest, APR. These are the building blocks for understanding how loans work. Now, let's walk through an example. Let's say you just bought a brand new $1,000 laptop with your credit card. You're planning to make the minimum payments required for however long it takes to pay off the laptop. The principal is $1,000. The average credit card loan APR in the US is about 25% nowadays. Chase Bank is a popular issuer of credit cards and typically requires a minimum payment of $40 every month, so we'll go with that. Since I'm an accountant and I can't resist, here's a spreadsheet calculating how the loan will be paid off. This is known as a loan amortization table. At the top here, we can see that the principal, APR, and minimum payment amount. Since payments are made monthly, we need to divide the APR by 12 to get the interest rate charged every month, which is a little over 2%. Looking at the table, each row or period represents 1 month. Remember, charged interest increases the loan balance and your payment decreases the loan balance. If we continue to build out the table, we can see that it will take 36 months or 3 full years to pay off the $1,000 laptop. If we add up the interest column, the total interest you end up paying over the 3 years is $427. Even though the APR is 25%, you are effectively paying an interest rate of 43% on your laptop. The laptop you bought for $1,000 in the store actually ends up costing you $1,427 in total. If you look at the change in balance column, you can see that your $40 minimum payment does not decrease the loan balance by $40 every month. In the beginning, a lot of your payment goes towards interest. For your very first payment, 52% goes towards interest, and 48%, or less than half of your payment, goes towards principal. For your very last payment, 2% goes towards interest, and 98% goes towards the principal. Hopefully you were able to follow along with all that. The key takeaway from all this is that making the minimum payment for a long period of time is a bad idea. While it may seem like a great deal at the time of the purchase to get a $1,000 laptop without having to spend $1,000 in cash, you end up paying for it heavily in the long run. The same applies for cars, college tuition, houses, etc. What do you think? Does this apply to your life? Leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.